Thanks, Av. Kia ora, everyone. As Av mentioned, a very special time for us at the Trust this week, and it seems like almost everything has somehow magically happened all in the same week, be that the return of Tara, the winning of the America's Cup, Sir Peter Blake Trust Leadership Week, Plankton Planet Workshop. I don't know what we're going to do next week without all of these things. So thank you all for coming tonight. We've had a nice kind of timeline, and this is sort of moving more into the modern sailing world, and we'll kind of introduce the citizen science projects later on this evening. But Peter was so well known as a sailor, a very successful sailor, but less well known as an environmentalist and possibly one of the world's best citizen scientists as well. He wasn't a scientist, he was a sailor, but through his many years of observations in the Southern Ocean, he started to notice this decline of large albatross and this decline in ocean quality as well. And I think that's one of the amazing things about Peter. He was a relatable kind of everyday Kiwi hero, and that was such a special thing for him, and that was one of the reasons why I think his message was so simple but so powerful as well. And after he'd noticed these changes and he'd kind of won almost every competitive sailing trophy that was possible in the world, he shifted his focus towards raising that awareness through adventure and through fun, and having people go and be part of these expeditions to learn about the environment and then want to protect it. And so he wanted to do that through adventure and entertainment, which was what kind of started Blake Expeditions in the last few years of his life, which were tragically cut short. And one of the big things was he wanted to reach every school in the world. He wanted to reach every child. He has this great quote, he said, "I want to get in people's living rooms regularly." And he had this kind of amazing way of just trying to engage everyone. And so what we do at the Trust is continue that today. And the other amazing thing about Peter was he was so ahead of his time. 20 years ago, talking about climate change, talking about biodiversity loss or big ecological change, when at times people weren't quite sure if climate change was real, and he was so far ahead of the curve when it came to talking about these big issues publicly and openly without fear of backlash, which I think even today a lot of people were still, while they might believe in it, they're still reluctant to really put themselves publicly out there and challenge others to get on with some of these big challenges. And so it was a real tragedy when Peter passed away, and he was on board Seamaster at the time, and a very tough time for the family as well. But they wanted to do, the Blake family and friends wanted to do something that was really special to continue Peter's legacy. So that's when Seamaster, which was sold to the Tremblay family, to Etienne Bourgois and Agnes B, to continue Peter's legacy, which is now Tara. And it really is amazing to have Tara back now for the first time in 16 years back in New Zealand these last few weeks, so it's fantastic. And for those of you who haven't already had the chance, it will be open to the public until Sunday, just 5 minutes away outside the Viaduct Event Centre, so I'd encourage all of you to go on a tour and have a look around if you get the chance before Sunday. As well as the sailing part of Peter's life and continuing that legacy, the Trust was also established to become a living legacy and be part of reaching every child in every classroom. And so that's a big thing that we do at the Trust, is try and reach all of New Zealand at this stage and hopefully beyond in the future. And so what we've actually done throughout this week is we've run over 1,000 leadership and Red Sox events, not all us in classrooms, but we've got an amazing group of people that we've been working alongside for many years now to go out into classrooms and go into schools and go into businesses throughout the week and throughout the year to deliver these programs and talk about Peter's legacy, talk about what leadership means, talk about what Peter would do when it comes to rolling your sleeves up and actually just getting on with the job. Because one of the things some of us all know what we need to do, but we just need to kind of get on and do it. And I think what the great part, the hardest part is to begin, and we have begun. And so that's another thing that Peter always kind of stood by, and was one of the great things about him. And as well as all of those leadership and Red Sox events, we also have a number of environmental programs, which is part of the Trust pipeline. So they start with our Youth Enviro Leaders Forum, where we see 60 students from all over New Zealand and 5 from the Southwest Pacific. They come for a week-long leadership and environmental workshop for a week between Term 1 and Term 2 each year, 15 to 18-year-olds. And those students can then go on to one of our Young Blake expeditions. So we've now had 3 Young Blake expeditions with the Royal New Zealand Navy, 1 up to the Kermadex halfway to Tonga, and 2 to the sub-Antarctic Auckland Islands. So these have been science. We've had, again, 15 to 18-year-old students with a crew of scientists, communicators, artists and others on board to learn about these unique and sensitive parts of New Zealand, and try and take others, and then they go back into their classrooms and their communities and share those stories with their peers as well. And then after those high school programs, we also have our Blake Ambassador program. There's a number of our Blake Ambassadors in the room tonight. And this is another amazing initiative. They're typically summer internships that kind of run for several weeks to several months throughout the year, but also we've partnered with Tara this year, and 2 of our ambassadors sailed from Fiji back to New Zealand last month. So that was an amazing thing, sampling ocean and plankton during the sail south. And so this program started in 2007 with 1 ambassador. They went to Antarctica. It's now grown to 12 annual scholarships, and they vary from the Southwest Pacific down to conservation programs throughout New Zealand, oceanographic voyages with NIWA, fisheries and marine geology, surveying humpback whales in the Ross Sea, all the way down to hut restoration in Antarctica, as well as helping with the implementation of the energy audits and the wind turbines at Scott Base as well. And so these are some of the amazing programs that the Trust run, and kind of continues to grow each year. And it's the other great thing is what we really want to do is try and build the high school teachers as well. So we also have an environmental educator program that we have for a high school teacher each year. They spend a term developing educational resources that can then go back into schools as well. So I don't want to talk for too long, but those are some of the projects that the Trust does, and it's amazing to be working alongside the Plankton Planet team this week. And I've heard it's been a fantastic conference, so that's been great, and also great to have Seamaster and Tara back, who have kind of been instrumental in helping formulate this amazing citizens science project as well. So thank you everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening.